Good evening everyone. It's a pleasure to have you today. I'm very glad and excited to see you today. It's a great Friday, great evening, and hope everyone is peaceful, is happy, is healthy. And I pray that all who are not fine, who are not happy, who are not healthy, I pray that the Lord helps you and you get better. So my name is Jonan Kandwanaho, and I'm the CEO and founder at Jonaki Holdings Limited. And at Jonaki Holdings, we offer financial relief, we give credits, we give money, affordable rates, efficiently, very fast. So we get to meet every Friday from 5:30, and we get to discuss different business endeavors. It's purely business talk. The talk is about business, and the videos are always posted on my forum, Jonan Kandwanaho, so you can check out the YouTube and subscribe. It's free of charge. So we get to meet here every Friday from 5:30 to talk about business. As you may know, iron sharpens iron. So if I know of something and I share it with you, it will be able to help you, to support you. And my prayer is that you go out there, that as you acquire the knowledge, you also help someone out there. Help them acquire the knowledge, help them, support them, coach them, mentor them, so they can grow and get to another level. If all of us grow, we shall create employment, we shall create growth, we shall help communities, our nations, and the world. And that's my strategy. That's my goal. Don't go there and hold that information, the knowledge that you have. So today we have quite an interesting topic that we're going to talk about. It's fine to give up. That's the topic. It's fine to give up. You must have heard several people say that, don't give up, push on, don't give up. It is true. And I appreciate that fact. But also, it is important to know at what point you should give up. And if that point comes, or if that time comes, it is good that you transition. It's good that you move on. Many people have held on to some things. Many people have held on to some projects. Many people have held on to some businesses. Many people have held on to some, when you're actually very certain that something is not working. But just because you believe in the notion that don't give up, you actually hold on to that notion. And it affects you. When you really know that it's not working, you still hold on to it. So I want to share with you practical experience why I'm saying this statement and why I title this talk, or today's talk, that it's fine to give up. If the horse is dead, get over it. Don't still keep on it. It is dead, for Christ's sake. It will not take you. The essence of a horse is to take you from point A to point B to point C. It is meant to move you. So if it's dead, that means it cannot carry you. It cannot move you. So what are you still doing with that horse that you're seated on? That horse could be your business. That horse could be your project. That horse could be something that you're holding on to. If it's dead, get over it and move on. And that's why I had to speak to you today, that it's fine to give up. If something is not working, give up on it. Give up on it. It could be a relationship and it's not working. Give up on it. Give up on it. Because there's an extent that you can actually push. You can only go as far. You can only push as far. You can only progress as far. But if something is not working, move on. Move on. Progress. Move on. If it's a business and it's not profitable for quite a while, move on. Or else it's becoming a monster. It's going to chew your money for a long time. And why we've held on to Jonaki Holdings Limited is that it's profitable, it's progressing, it's growing. Anything that is not growing is definitely dying. If you're running a venture, if you're running a business, it's not growing, it's definitely dying. And that's why I've been emphasizing in money lending industry. That's why I've been talking about money lending, coaching a few guys, supporting a few guys, that if they are to grow, if they are to progress, they had better formalize, they had better put structures, they had better take another bold step to register to formalize the things, to get licenses, to structure up their systems, or else they are dying. The next time they know, they'll lose not only their capital, but also anything else that they own. So I want to share with you 3 practical examples where I'd had to move on. So as I'm writing a book, actually, and you'll be happy to read it. It will be launched, and I'll share with you when it will be ready, but it's in the pipeline. So before I started working, I was at the university. So I used to buy some electronics. It's a story that I relate with and I am really, really proud of. So I'd buy electronics from the halls of residence. For those who have been at the university, specifically Makerere, when kids start school, they are loaded. They have a lot of money. But as the semester progresses, things get tougher. And that's when you start seeing some notices on the notice boards of the different halls of residence. UH, Sibira, so they write there the things that they are selling. I don't know if they are still doing that, but our time, they used to do those things. So they write of the items that they are selling, including electronics, laptops, items, mattresses, to get to as far as that. So what I would do is that I would check on the notice boards, check out those items, go buy them. Of course, they put contacts, who files for sale, they put contacts. So I'd go there. Perhaps Gigi has taken over, OLX or Glovo perhaps has taken over that method. But then, these things were not there during our time. So I'd go check out, call those guys, pick up those items, buy them cheaply because those guys would be on the wall. So I buy them cheaply. Perhaps if it's a hard drive, I buy it maybe at 50,000. I go take it to my friend who had an electronics shop at E-Tower on Kampala Road. And the guy would sell it 100,000. Almost twice the price. And I just tell him, you know what, Ronnie? If you sell it 100,000, you have the 20,000, so I'd make the 30,000 on the item. And I would trade in that. That thing supported me till I completed university. I was not as broke. And delved into working. So when I delved into working, I transitioned. That thing supported me even during my volunteering time, because after university, I didn't start work right away, paid work. So I was volunteering as an intern, a graduate trainee, and I was there not being paid any penny. I was just gaining experience as volunteering. And worse still, we're not having lunch at the institution I was working at. So I had to kuvumilia, meaning that I had to maneuver. I had to deliver to prove that I can actually deliver, to prove that I can actually work, to prove that I'm hardworking, and yet as earning nothing. So I had to kuvumilia and highlight ways or identify ways through which I could raise the monies that would support me. And so I'd trade stuff, go to the university when I'd actually left, buy stuff, come and bring them at E-Tower to sell them. It was a trade because I was buying them cheaply and I was selling them at a slightly higher price. And that thing was able to support me. Part of the monies that actually helped me start the Junaki Holdings or lending money was from that. Because where else would I get that money? I started gradually like that. But time came when I could not support the two ventures. I could not support the trade as well as the work I was doing at UNBS. So I had to opt out. Time had to come and I had to give up on the trading. Because I needed to have time to move from where I was staying, Naklabi, to the university, pick those items, bring them to E-Tower and sell them. It needed time. So balancing the two times, or balancing the two tasks, was a trick. Because here I was wanting a formal job. I had to prove that I can work hard. I had to prove that I can deliver. And then also, I wanted to still trade because I was making some cuts. I was making some money that was supporting me. But I had to reach a moment and say, you know what? I think I cannot progress at this level. I cannot progress. I cannot deliver. Because it was affecting my delivering at work, at UNBS. So I had to give up the trading. So if I had tied to the notion that don't give up, I would have still held on the two, and I would have failed on the two. Why? Because I was not concentrating on either of the two. So meaning that If you cannot concentrate on one and you're torn apart, you either need to build up the other one and sell it off, or build capacity of other people to take on that venture, and then you progress and you move on. Many of you are holding on to jobs that can be done by someone else. You're holding on to that kiosk, yet you can empower someone else, and he runs that kiosk, he runs that mobile money business, or he runs that agent banking business, and then you actually apply your knowledge somewhere else, or you build another business somewhere else. Some of you are entrepreneurs. You very well know that you can actually build something else as well and create more employment, but you're still holding on to that. Why? Because of fear. And I actually did a talk on fear. You don't know how it will turn out to be. I did a talk on fear. You look it up. It's one of the most challenging things. So you look up my YouTube on fear and watch it. Much of it is because of fear. You don't know how it will turn out. I want to guarantee you that you definitely will not know how it will turn out. You will not know. If you're driving in the night from Ntinda to Bugolobi, the lights will not shoot at Bugolobi right away. You'll have to drive through the road, look at the lights. It will only light where you are at in the road until you get to Bugolobi. So the lights won't stretch to that end. So I want to guarantee you that even when you've done the analysis of the analysis to the analysis, which is called analysis paralysis, you still not have it figured out. You will not have to the dot how things will roll out. Some things will strike, some calamities will strike, God forbid, but this is nature. Things will happen. COVID happened. No one had planned for it. Businesses had to be trampled on. Others closed, others started. We started doing meetings on Zoom. So some of these things are global. They will happen. You won't stop them. Inflation will happen. You won't stop it. It's a global thing. It's a global thing. It's a global thing. So the earlier you appreciate it, and the earlier you empower perhaps someone else who can take it over, if you're an entrepreneur and start something else, the better for you. So that's why it's healthy that you give up. You actually get to know in your conscience, in the heart of hearts, you can easily know, you can easily tell that the time is ripe for you to transition. But we still hold on to that. Many a time it's human nature, you hold on to something. Time has come for you to retire and go and create ventures, create opportunity, and you're still holding up onto that job. You're already 60 or 70. But you're holding on to that opportunity, you're holding on to that job. And in the heart of hearts, you know you can actually do better out there. You actually know in the heart of hearts that you can actually perform better, that you can start a given venture and create employment and even thrive rather than strive to survive. But you're still holding on to something. So my call to you now, my call to you right now, do yourself a favor, do the world a favor, do our community a favor, do our country a favor, and give up on that and move on. I had to realize that, it's time to move on. I had to let go. It is important to let go and move on. Then also, after starting work, that time Uber had just come. I was making a lot of money. I said, you know what? Before I invest in any business, I have to first test it. So I woke up one morning and like, you know what? Let me drive this thing and see how much it makes. I got the car enrolled on the app. I got my mobile phone, switched on the app early in the morning. I made almost 150,000 in the morning hours, up to 10. I'm like, wow. But I realized that after a given period of time, I cannot drive. So I had to empower other drivers, give them the cars, and they rode the cars. I was earning, they're also earning, and we're all happy. As a matter of fact, I even engaged some of our workmates. I engaged some of my workmates. Then at UNBS, they had to lease cars to me so that I can actually get drivers on board and they drive and we get an income. And we're still employing them. So I had to reach a moment and transition because I could not ride. I was just testing the business. So there was someone else who could ride. So it is key that you realize the time is ripe for you to move on. Now, it's not that you should start this one and jump over and hip hop here and there. No. You have to fully test and fully know that, I've done this thing, or I can sustainably run this thing up to this far. So the time has come for me to move on, then you move on. So the talk that I have for you today is that it's important that you actually give up. If time comes for you to give up and move on. Give up and move on. Give up and move on. There are some businesses that are being run by guys, but yet they can actually do better. There are some enterprises that you're running, you could be watching and you're running an enterprise. You very well know that if you train someone else, could run it for you, and then you start something else. You actually very well know that you have a skill that you can apply somewhere else. And you're still holding on to that small venture or small thing that you're running. It could even be big. But you very well know that you can actually start something else that is bigger, or that is big still, but leave this into someone's hand. It is time that you check with yourself and you transition from where you're at. One of the key things, and you'll come to check out one of my talks on systems, one of the key things that will help you transition is establish the systems. Put systems in place, empower your staff, empower your people, and transition, move on. If it is work and you're formally employed in a company, start engaging a few guys under you, engaging a few staff under you, mentor them, support them, so they can deliver what you are delivering and better and more. So that you can actually know that, what, I think my junior now can perform my role, so it's now time to move on. And that's when you actually live yourself, even when you've departed. You replicate yourself, you live in someone else. You live in somebody else, even when you've transitioned. And they'll come to know that, what, this guy is living this other person's life. Because of your touch, because of your mentorship, because of your support. But if you think you can actually hold on to that position or that company or that project for long or for forever, it will not happen. We are living in a finite time. Time is finite, so you'll have to transition. And you wouldn't want to see something getting destroyed just because you've transitioned. That means you're a bad leader. Bad leadership. You're not a good leader. That's why something is dying, because you left. You didn't establish good structure and systems for that entity, for that project, for that thing to exist beyond you. So it's now time to think beyond you and know that, what? This institution, this entity should be able to run even when I'm not around. This is a hard talk. It's a hard ask. But, if it has to happen, then it has to happen. And this could be confirmation to some of you. If you're listening, if you're watching, it could be a confirmation to some of you. Don't hold on to that thing. Give up on it. Transition. So I thank you for watching through. I thank you for listening in. You can always check out my YouTube channel, Jonan Kandwanaho, and subscribe. But also you can check out our company website, www.jonakioholdings.com. I love you guys. Thanks for your time. And thanks for watching. And enjoy the rest of the weekend. God richly bless you. God bless the works of your hands. Go out there and be blessed. Go there and shall lack. Go there and progress. Go there and prosper. May the Lord shine his face upon you and send forth his Holy Spirit to guide you. Even the Holy Spirit can actually guide you. Of the time when you're meant to transition, when you're meant to give up. The Holy Spirit will speak to you and say, what? Move on. Thank you guys. Cheers. Have a great evening. Blessings and bye-bye.